We had some NBA trades go down, particularly one that has been really kind of wild to see from the beginning to the aftermath of it. And here I'm joined by Charles Jones. And first time for the video with both of us. I was just saying pre-show, it's been a while since we've seen each other, but man, how you been? It's been a wild couple days in the NBA world.
Yeah, it's been super wild. These trades something else. It's it's funny because we like we were just saying before you started recording pod. It's feel like it's probably gonna get even more crazy before this trade deadline over with.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Originally, you and I had talked about doing kind of a pod, after the All-Star break or at the All-Star break and kind of see where things are at. And
Yeah,
that was gonna be a kind of our pod right there. And then all of a sudden, bam, Saturday night, Luka Doncic gets traded. And it's just like, whoa, it's just like a whiplash. But yeah, we got to talk about this trade, man. I tell you what, a wild thing to happen almost midnight where I get the notification. You and I had talked about this, after it happened. I got the notification,
yeah,
and I'm surely thinking like, okay, hold on, Shams has gotten hacked, and like even Shams has thought in the day or two after, like, hey, man, I got hacked because there's no way this is real. Just kind of tell you just like how big this trade is. And everybody I see on Twitter is like, yeah, Shams has gotten hacked. There's no way it's real. And then
yeah,
as you slowly start to see people corroborate it, it's
yeah,
like, oh crap, it's real. Luca and AD basically getting swapped.
yeah. I seen it. I think general consensus was it was a hack at first because the news how it broke and how big it was, especially with the with the players involved, the packages involved. Everybody's like, oh, this is a hack or whatever. I mean, I remember. I think I was watching SGA highlights or something from yeah, I was watching SGA highlights and I ended up dozing off, and I just happened to wake up right at the time, and I kid you not, I checked my notifications on my phone, and the first one I see is the ESPN. I probably had woke up probably like 5 minutes before that bombshell just dropped on the ESPN out. So when I scrolled down, I saw Luka Doncic traded. I didn't even see what team he was going to. I just saw Luka Doncic traded, and I'm me just dozing off in that moment. I was like, Luka traded. I was like, yo. So I scrolled down. I seen Luka Doncic trade to the LA Lakers. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, what did they give up to get Luka? And I was like, this can't be real. So my instincts or our instincts in general. All the sports news, you go into either House of Highlights or Bleacher Report. I checked both, and I saw it was reported by Shams. So I'm like, Shams reported this. Hold up, this is real. It's Shams reporting it because Woe's retired. So like I said, I
Yeah.
checked Instagram. I saw it on Bleacher Report, and then House of Highlights, and then X was just going crazy that night because of
Oh yeah.
the deal. So that was yeah that was
Yeah.
crazy, bro. I was like, yo, I was like, cause everybody like, where they train Luke, what would they trade Luca for? Yeah, just came out the finals. That's like the first thing that came to mind. But
Yeah.
yeah, if anything, I know you probably been sitting around, but like the GM definitely needs to be drug tested. It's like they drug test the players. That front office needs to probably be drug tested because that's just it's still a crazy move to think about. Like
Yeah.
like it's a crazy move to think about because he's saying the Mavs they're built to win now, and it's like you just mortgage your future because think I think the general consensus is we never seen a 25-year-old player getting ready to really enter his prime. And what's crazy is Luka's playing like he's in his prime before he's
Yeah.
in his prime. That's how good he is. It's weird to see a 25-year-old traded probably towards not even probably the peak of his career, but building towards that gets traded to a franchise for literally an aging superstar from the other team. And like keep thinking about trying to think like what's the closest thing to to that atmosphere that's probably happened like that in the league. And I'm really trying to I'm really trying to piece it together. When have you seen something like that, like a younger star getting traded, for that older star to increase their chance of winning now? And then the only thing I could think of that probably would come remotely close is we say Oklahoma City trained James Harden. Still young, but getting ready to enter their prime. You
Yeah.
can argue Harden wouldn't have been the same player. He would have still became the same Harden that we saw today. He just got more leverage because he got moved from playing behind KD and Westbrook. But basically, Harden was only 23 at the time. He was on 23 at that time after that finals run. So that's how I kind of look at it. Like, and we saw that he was basically became a star and really started cooking in Houston. So that's the only comparison I can make that even though his circumstance was different, he was a six man that didn't have all accolades Luka did. But like y'all literally just came
Yeah.
off the finals. There was no need to break up that Thunder team. And I'm just really the Mavs didn't even get a chance after getting Clay. Like they didn't really even get a chance to run it. Luka been hurt all year, so it wasn't even a fair dabble. No matter how out of shape he is, the dude's still giving you phenomenal numbers.
Yeah.
Effort, effort gonna run this course where Luka want to do that, but we saw Luka. He's been out of shape. Jokic been out of shape, and we seen Jokic dominating. So I mean, that's still crazy. That is crazy. It's crazy, bro. Seriously.
It is like you mentioned, like going back to the front office, like there is no kind of justification, no rational reasoning. And we saw Nico Harrison trying to talk about it yesterday
Yeah,
at his press conference. And it's just like, man, you're just making this worse than it already
yeah.
is.
Like Jason Kidd was rolling. He was literally legit rolling his eyes
Yeah.
like he was just doing in the press conference. Because this, another thing is like it came out of nowhere, and they only talked to the Lakers. So they got what they wanted though. He wanted AD, so he wasn't looking for any other team. I'm pretty sure they probably weighed the options if they even consider since they considered trading Luka anyways. We wouldn't have heard about it. We wouldn't have heard about it, but they probably wanted AD anyways, and that's the only package that they came to. So of course, Rob Lincoln probably jumped on that by AD. We getting Luka, a superstar that's gonna carry our franchise when LeBron retires or leaves. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, and he has more leverage
Yeah.
to do that than AD because he's younger and less injury prone than AD has been. Now I will say the Mavs it helps them defensively, but you can have all defense in the world, but that offense gonna need to be there too, and solely have to depend on Kyrie just to get you buckets. That's gonna be tough with a bunch of decent to great role players. It's still Dallas. They'll be good, but you know will they win a championship?
Mm,
That's yet to be seen, but I give him a 3 year window, but it's also crazy because Kyrie is up after this season, I think. So,
right.
but
Yeah.
I know him and AD are great friends, so he'll probably stay and play with AD. But if he leaves, then you really just shot yourself in the foot with the franchise. This it's just wasn't a smart move, like at all. And once again, like we keep saying, it's crazy to think about because even if you tried to make the trade in 2K, you couldn't even make that trade. So So then
Yeah.
you probably seen the memes. Jimmy Butler, he probably licking his chops like Luka getting traded. I can't get traded nowhere. Then he
Nah,
turned down Golden State. So it's like,
yeah.
but at this point, it shows that in the end, where the players want to be loyal or not, it's still a business. So if it just proves anybody can be traded, it would be weird to see Jokic traded after everything he's been doing with the Nuggets and stuff. It'd be colossal
Oh
like that.
man.
Same thing probably with like Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the one thing that's been funny out of this. Like, you're just seeing everybody talk about, like, man, if Luka getting traded, what's my job security? And we're just talking about
Yeah,
like regular people because it's like I saw, I'm in a group chat with Matt and Peter, Rebecca, all the people I podcast with, and Matt
yeah,
sent me something that said like, man, if Luka's getting traded, like, I'm in my regular job. What does that mean for
yeah.
the
I
rest
mean,
of us? If you got a
yeah.
guy that's 25 years old, and I would say he's not even in his prime, but playing like he's in his prime, and he's getting dealt here like under the table pretty much. It's just like, I
Yeah,
mean, what hope do we have?
that's like seriously. That's how it looks though. Because
Yeah.
once again, we don't know what Nico was thinking, and this could be one of the moves to really hunt the mass in the future. It's looking like now this looks like a worse trade than a James Harden. We finally found something that can probably put the Thunder trade with James Harden. that bit's out under the rug now. This is bigger than that. That this was not. If Dallas is trying to win now, I still don't think they have enough to, even if they somehow made it to the finals as constructed, even with AD, I don't still think they would beat the Celtics. And
No.
then we have to see the iteration of these teams even play any other team, but I don't think they could beat the Celtics with what they got now.
No.
But
I'm just I mean, I think we can get into this a little bit too. Just like what was what was the tipping point as to why Nico did this? I wonder if we will ever know. It may just be something we may find out years later, once these guys have hung up, you know, and
yeah,
retired. But it's just like, okay, is Luka not wanting to re-sign the Supermax, which is 345 million? I don't know
which we
anybody who's
know.
turning that down.
See Luca,
It is he wanting
but
a trade, or has he requested that? It doesn't
that's
seem
that's
like it. It
what's
just seemed like it's out of the blue, out of thin air.
that's what's really mind-boggling because they basically went under Luca's nose behind the back because
Yep.
Luca didn't know anything about this was coming. He didn't indicate. He's even said he didn't indicate anything about him leaving or unhappy. Like unless there was something deeper that they not putting to the public. But Luca didn't. He didn't say that he wasn't signing the super max or anything. He had no reason not to.
Yeah.
Anyways, they just came out for finals run. Why wouldn't Luca be great with the situation he was just in? Unless he came out and said it, which we know he didn't. So they probably just didn't want him to pay him their money and probably, and if they're going off of winning now, even if they don't win this year, the Mavs, they'll probably look to, since they'll have some money freed up, with AD not making much as Luca towards that extension, they'll probably be able to add another piece, maybe.
Maybe, but like again, this is a guy that just made the finals. And you talk
Yeah.
and Nico talks about defense wanting to, championships are you win defense with championships or win
Yeah.
championships with defense. I mean, you take a look at what happened with Dallas in that finals. It wasn't
Yes.
defense. They played really good against
Yeah, they were
Boston.
a good defense. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was offense. They couldn't put up as
Offense.
many offensive points. You have this finals appearance last year with all those guys you got for Luka, and defensively, they're great. The Celtics
Yeah.
offense was great, but you just can't put up enough points on the offensive end. And now you trade your guy that is your incredible shot creator, incredible playmaker, and you're just
Your main
trading
source of
him.
offense. Your main source of offense.
Yeah,
Like in and Subs I able to load up on him and Kyrie. And basically you add more defense, yeah, but AD does not give you the scoring output Luca will. For
no,
as much as Luca will hurt you on the defensive end, he'll give it back to you on the offensive end.
yeah, exactly.
He's just one of
Yeah.
those players that does so.
Hmm.
Terrible defender, but he'll give you all the points that you lose on defensive end because you stay great on the offensive end. So this is and this is a crazy move. I'm trying to think. This would be like my Thunder right now trading SGA, and it'd be like, granted, we didn't make the finals last year,
Yeah,
but we took Dallas to six. Could have very well been seven. Who knows? We go back to Oklahoma, we probably win that seven game. It sucks that a bogus foul call on PJ Washington, SJ hit him in the corner. That ended the season for us. But besides the point, that would be like the
yeah,
Thunder train SGA after say we make it to the finals this season and we lose. Shea gets his first MVP, whatnot, yada yada. We were a 1 seed, 2 seeds in a row. It'd be just us train him or let him go right now at the trade deadline to some other team. It would be everybody would be like, what? What are the Thunder doing? Y'all basically just built around Shea. Got draft capital, everything. There's no need to even break. It's kind of like it would be certifiably crazy. And then everybody would really be looking at Sam Presti like, yeah, this guy is a joke. Like, get him out the front office. Harden, now SGA, like, it would be bad. And this right
yeah,
here is diabolically bad for the Mavericks. Now, as it stands right
yeah.
now, I would say the Mavericks won the trade, but not in the long run by a long shot, not at all. Because
No.
looking at it, unless the Lakers, trade for another decent big man, uh, they were already AD made them a great defense. Y'all just lost your best defender, and
Yep.
the anchor, the shot blocking anchor that kept y'all afloat. Because the Lakers' offense already trash. Just give it to Bron. Thing is, Bron's terrible defender. He's older now, not playing defense. Doesn't get back on the ball, especially if he turns it over. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably seen plenty of clips on that now. But like you getting basically LeBron and Luka, so that's not gonna work. I was just saying, like, Lakers, a lot of players finna have some career nights against the Lakers. And your best defender is Dorian Finney-Smith. We know Reeves can't guard. We know Connect can't guard. Like, you look across their roster, we know Rui Hachimura is not a great guard. If a deal does happen for a bid, we know Rui will probably be included. And so basically Jackson Hayes is your only center.
Yeah.
Um,
Not good.
that's not good. The Lakers probably, Luka, of course they're gonna score, but I don't even see how him and Bron would probably be working, like seriously, like, meanwhile, I'm just drawing my earplug. Let me try it for a second. For every earplug on. Oh,
Yeah.
huh.
I'll tell you what, man. The other baffling thing
Well,
is
oh
is
man, where's
is
my
that,
earplug?
a first round pick. There's only one first round pick included.
Hey Rhino, I'm trying to find this earplug.
But I mean, the other thing is like there's only one first round pick that was involved with this. It
Yes,
goes back to
that's
the
that's
whole
what's crazy, right?
it goes back to the whole going under the table deal and like, well, if you're Nico, if you're having the inclination to trade Luka, wouldn't you want to put that out there and have a bidding war and try to get the best possible deal? Or is it just like, hey,
Yes.
listen, AD, that's a pretty good get, out of a Luka deal, and maybe
Eh,
you just don't want to, have that surround the team, hang over the team where, a Luka,
on
he
the
might
train
be going
block.
out.
Yeah, but thing is, he could have did that a number of ways. Said he wanted Luca and then fleece teams into getting other players outside of Kyrie and Luca. Cause I'm pretty sure you could have traded for AD and kept Luca. Now would Kyrie probably have been involved in trade to LA? Maybe, but they had so many pieces and draft capital, they could have came up with a pretty sweet deal to even the odds of, train getting AD and giving back to help out with LeBron. you know, so that just tells me that Nico clearly wanted AD. That's all he wanted. It's like, I'm not going to any other team. I know what I want, and we're gonna go under the table so we can't cause a big confusion anyway. So, hey, Rob, him and Rob are buddies, and he probably called them up like, hey man, how about I give you Luca, you give me AD? Because we want AD bad. We're gonna move on from Luca. We feel we can win with all the other pieces we have, or possibly probably even sign another starter next offseason. So, how about that? That's kind of how I'm getting how I probably went. Tim talking to Rob.
It's just a wild, turn of events where it's just become like maybe the most. It's going to go down in NBA trade infamy,
Yeah.
just because of all this surrounding
You
it.
know another trade I just thought about, because even after the Thunder trade, let's talk about the Clippers. Because everybody thought that PG for the SGA and all the picks,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad. Now looking at it now, but this just really this just really elevated anything that the trade. I'm man. Uh,
Yeah. Well, like this is
as an
this
LA
is
fan, you're probably happy, but
oh yeah.
we know Mavs fans are devastated to the core to the T. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. I think
Yeah.
I probably would be ready to burn any Thunder gear that I have right now. If they decide to just trade SGA like that. I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
Like I would genuinely be like pissed. Cause I can remember when Harden was traded. I wasn't mad because I optimistic. I was like, oh, I was like, it's like we'll probably do something or add some more, and then as the season went on to progress, and we won 60 some games, it was like even the media was saying they didn't need Harden, or maybe Harden was the problem,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Hmm.
But you know, it's just like I wasn't even mad, but if SGA happened to get traded, I think I would be so mad. It'd be SGA, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, or we could call him J Dub in Oklahoma, and Chet. They are untouchable. You can't get them. Any other player on the Thunder roster, you can have them because we can make up for those players with all the picks we have. Or even we got enough picks that we can lose one or two really, really deep bench guys. Keep the other core bench players that we've been going through all year. Like we won't have to give up much to, trade off. But the main core that we drafted would be untouchable. And
Yeah.
I think everybody just believed that Luka should have been untouchable. Like, and no, it's so crazy how the deal went under everybody's nose because unless LeBron is just capping or he didn't have anything to do with it. Even LeBron didn't know. And if LeBron really didn't know, that kind of shows you that where Palinka them head is at. They're probably either we know LeBron's probably gonna be done with the league anyways in another year or two. Or, hey, we got our future franchise star now. Hey, Brian, he's basically the same type of player as you, you know, same type of play style. So, hey, he's younger and he
Yeah.
has proven upside. He's proven upside. He can get it. He can almost get it done, especially if he gets the help. So we can get that for him in LA. That means either LeBron, we pushing you out the door, or we know you leaving anyways. You'll be gone in a season or two anyway. So we're doing what's best for the future of our franchise. Thing
Yeah.
is, LeBron and AD had the same management in clutch. So
True.
if LeBron knew, I'm pretty sure he would have at least said something to AD or maybe their manager. I can't even think of his name. Their agent at Clutch, Rick Paul. I'm pretty sure they would have either let each other know something that was up. And this time, genuinely, how we play with Lil GM, I still kind of just I wouldn't put it past LeBron. Maybe he was snaky like that. AD being his boy, but hey, we finna get Luka and we're gonna try and flip somebody else for a big or whatnot. But we won our chip, but have fun in Dallas, man. But I don't know. I I give him leeway. I was like, man, they went behind Bron, so it's like, but now
Yeah.
he's kind of fishy because now he's saying he'll stay or he plans on staying in LA. So any other teammate, if they really didn't know, they would probably be mad about that. Like they'll
Yeah.
probably be mad
Sure.
and probably would want out after trading away their best player because that's basically what happened with the Thunder when they traded Paul George for their trade. I don't think Westbrook didn't know, but Paul George told him that that the trade was happening, and that he thanked Russ and the organization, but it was no bad blood there. But Russ like, okay, y'all just trade away my superstar. He's gone, so I'm out there
Hmm.
too for request a trade. That's how I look at it. Bron didn't do that. He said I'm gonna stand, but you got Lucas, so I can see the appeal. We can get some pieces built around, but this year it's a dud for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean,
So
to be honest, I think both are kind of, like you mentioned it earlier. The Mavs are probably in a better spot now than the Lakers, but I think between the two, I think, as far as the Western Conference goes, I think, it's kind of like a reset, kind of step back, and kind of figure things out where they're going, especially for the Lakers side, because like you said, it feels like things aren't on LeBron's timeline anymore. Things are on Luka's timeline because he's 25, he's 15 years younger than LeBron. And listen, you got to build a roster around him. It's not just about LeBron anymore, about building a roster around him. It's building around Luka and making sure he's happy. He's got the pieces he needs to succeed. Although I will say I do find it kind of funny that with all this flirtation of Kyrie possibly going to LA and then Clay and maybe trying to go to LA, that they all to go to Dallas to play with Luca, and now Luca's in LA.
yeah, that'd be funny. That would be funny. That would be hysterical, actually. It, this is just wild, man. Like this is so wild. like if you would have told us a week ago that Luka would be traded or Luka would be the Mavs, or in the beginning of the season, right? Let's say right after finals loss, well, just know Luka would be traded midway through the season to the Lakers. Everybody would look at you like, what? They just
Yeah,
made the finals and they just signed Klay Thompson. No way,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But I just man, this that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it just speaks to the craziness of this league we're in, man. We're here, we're about a week away from the Super Bowl, and just this trade just turns everything on its head. And you're just like, oh, Luka's in a Lakers jersey now. AD's in Dallas. It's just like this league, man. It just goes to show you, like, even if the ratings are a little bit down, and
Yeah, this
like
just brought
this
the
something
ratings
like
up
this,
because yeah.